The free agent shopping series is almost over. We are now in Utah. They got some prospects on here, some potentials. They got a little yin on the shelf. So we going to dive into it. Y'all already know. You got to hear the music first.
Cognac. Gang.
Shy Boys Podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm with my dog, CDubb. How you doing, boy?
I'm feeling great, man. We in Utah, man. They can have more than one wife over here, man. What's going on, man?
Man, if y'all like what y'all listening to today, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and shake that notification bell so every time we drop, you be one of the first ones to know. Now, we're looking at the Utah Jazz as the series is getting ready to close. The free agent shopping it's almost over. We've been on trips. We've been around the country. Now we land in Utah, where the Utah Jazz, they got players with player options. Those players are Jordan Clarkson, Taylor Horton Tucker, Rudy Gay. Then they got unrestricted free agents. Udoka, what's his last name?
Asabuki.
Okay, Asabuki. Look at knowing time. And then unrestricted free agent one, Toscano Anderson. And then another guy with a player option is Damian Jones, and a restricted free agent and Johnny Juzang. Just off that list, go ahead and break it down, my guy.
Ooh, let's start at the top. Utah Jazz, it's a certain player on there that I really got high hopes for. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to talk about that, though. We're going to go to Jordan Clarkson with the first one. Jordan Clarkson.
Mr. Put Up Your Dukes.
Man, Jordan Clarkson, man. Look. Jordan Clarkson, man, this is a talented guy on the offensive end, man. He can score on the basketball floor with anybody. He's 31 years of age. He'll be 31 when the season starts, too. It's just defensively, man, Jordan Clarkson has never really got it. That it's a two ties to the court. It'll probably cost too much to get a Jordan Clarkson. He has a player option for about 13 mil, which I actually think he'll pick up. I think he'll be okay with the Bulls, but that got to be like plan B or C. Like, let's look for better defensive player, better overall players before we go looking at a Jordan Clarkson. Now, Taylor Horton Tucker. I love Taylor Horton Tucker. Why? Because he's from the crib. Why? Because he can hoop. He can get to the basket. He surprisingly can hit some shots now and then. I would say he a below average 3-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? But he can slice and dice and get to that basket like no one else and finish around the rim with bigs around the rim too. Just because he's from the crib. You know how I feel about my people. Bring him on to the crib. I ain't mad at that. To run point guard, he can run point guard. You know what I'm saying? It'd probably be some better options out there, better players out there, but I wouldn't be mad at THT. Rudy Gay, we ain't going to get too far into Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay is getting old. He almost 37 years old. He'll be 38 by the end of next season. We'll pass on Rudy Gay. Udoka Asabuki, big center. It's gonna be 24 years old when the season started. I'll pass on Asabuki. He's just a traditional big. He just in this state of his career in the NBA, he's just getting rebounds and playing defense. That's all he's doing. So I'll pass on him. Damian Jones, pretty much the same thing. He's a 28, but he's a little bit older. He's still doing the same thing. I'm going to pass on him. Juan Toscano Anderson, you remember him from the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
He does have a little talent. It seems like, is you overage or underage? Because, damn, he's 30 years old already. I thought he just got drafted in the league like 2 years ago.
He actually been in the league for 4 years.
Wow. So he got in the lead at 26. Congratulations to you. You never stop pushing for that. But I'm gonna push your ass out of my ass. And the last one, Johnny Dang. Is that Johnny Dang? You make TV, you make grills.
Johnny Juzang.
You make grills, you make watches and shit. He fuck with you, you're gonna make a watch for the team. But all seriousness, I'll pass. No, bro.
So pretty much the only ones that you will be looking for is the top two. The first two mentioned is Jordan Clarkson and THT.
Yep.
I mean, but do you think that what if Jordan Clarkson was to decline his the problem is, so the thing is what we keep running into is the money aspect. Because we know the Bulls, they ain't got that much to go into spending. As long as Lonzo is on the books, the Bulls ain't got much to offer. Not, they ain't got much to offer, especially when you think about you got to pay Kobe White. You got to make a decision on Ayo Dosunmu. Like, that's just what it is. But I do think that if Jordan Clarkson is somebody that's available, I think he could be a solid 6-man off the bench. What you think about that?
I think he could be a solid scorer coming off the bench, but do you think he want to play coming off the bench in his point of his career?
I mean, he's done it before.
Ego will let him. Yeah, he's done it before, but I don't know if he want to come off the bench anymore. That's all I'm saying. He can average 20 points per game starting for any NBA team. The question is the player that he's guarding is going to score 25 points per game. So
that's why his ass need to be a 6-man off the bench. I mean, with I believe the last few years, actually, he been over there with the Utah Jazz starting. But when Donovan Mitchell and those boys was making their runs through the playoffs, he was coming off the bench. So it's not like he's unfamiliar with it. I think it's just something that he got to come to terms within himself, because I think that the Jazz are I still think they rebuilding. The future is bright. I'm going to keep it a buck. The future is bright, but they still got some ways to go before they be considered at least a playoff contender in my mind. And some will come on and say, well, they were in the top of the Western Conference last season. But yeah, and then y'all see that Danny Ainge called it in and was like, hey, cut that shit out. So
shit down. Oh, bro.
Said, cut that out. We need to go ahead and get right. I still got a plan. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to consider with Jordan Clarkson, aka Mr. Put Your Dukes Up on, bro.
You talking about put your dukes up. I think the more intriguing prospect would be Taylor Horton Tucker, because of the point guard. He's a big point guard. He can play defense on most point guards. He has trouble with really fast point guards. He can finish. He bodies. He can post up. This guy posts up as well. He's not he's not as good as a playmaker as an Ayo. If I'm gonna gauge you, he ain't as good as a playmaker as Ayo Dosunmu, as who on our team as even a Kobe White. He's not that, but he's more advanced at attacking the basket and being a scorer. I wouldn't be mad at Taylor Horton Tucker as a Hail Mary, as a last ditch hope. Taylor Horton Tucker.
Hey, he did come in. I mean, the numbers from the field is good. You know what I'm saying? Now, when at least the middle in front of the 3-point line, in that area there. Yeah, exactly. So the mid range, he's solid. The man he going 48% last year, the year prior 49, and then 52 and 58 in those 2 years prior. The problem is the 3-point shooting ability is not that good. It's below average, because I believe the league average is what, 35% or something like that. He giving you 28% from the 3. You know what I'm saying? But he only shooting 3 per game. So what? He making 1 maybe? Oh, bro. Like,
that ain't
28%. He just ain't making them. I mean, I will give him this though. In 20 minutes per game last season, he gave you 10 points. So 10.7. So if you want to round up and be, a mathematician, you can round that up to 11 in 20 minutes. To me, that's solid.
That's solid. He's a scorer extraordinaire. He definitely can score against anybody, your best defenders. It's just that shot, man, it might become a hindrance when you really get into a game and you playing a great coach, and they like, man, we gonna make dudes shoot threes. Right. And then, you know what I'm saying? He might hit them one game and then he miss them the next. So, but I ain't mad at him. I mean, that's another project working on that 3-point shot. Are we ready for another project?
Well, apparently the Bulls just hired a player development coach, and his specialty is 3-point shooting. So, I know we're gonna have to talk more about that, but I think that's something necessary for the Chicago Bulls organization, is to increase 3-point shooting and improve that from all players. If you're gonna be on the court, you at least got to be. I ain't saying you got to go out here and be the next coming of Steph Curry or even Seth Curry, but you got to be out here and be serviceable from the 3-point line to where if you're going to take 3, you at least got to give me 1 or 2 a night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's pretty good, because I think what the Bulls need is a consistency in shooting. So if anything can help them with consistency, because they can get hot for a game and hit like 23s in a game, but that's few and far between. It'll be like 2 or 3 weeks between those performances. But yeah, you definitely need somebody to come in and get them some consistent like shoot form or whatever they need. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of players on the team that need this shit. Io, even Kobe White, Zach too. All the players, to tell you the truth. We just need shooting on this damn team.
And that's what it really is. And honestly, it's looking more and more like it ain't gonna be that many moves to be made. And that's just what it's looking like. I mean, the season is not over yet. We still got a few games left for the finals. We don't know if it's gonna end tomorrow night on Monday or if the Heat can extend it. I believe it's over, but you never know. You never know. You know what I'm saying? They might give him one more fight, but at the end of the day, we don't know what direction the Bulls will go into. Hence why we put it out there so we could scour these teams and be like, bro, these are the options. Please do something, because at the trade deadline, the Bulls did nothing.
Yeah, and I think it is some moves out there to be made. I'm looking at Portland. We gonna see before the trade deadline, so it's gonna be interesting, man, to see. Let's see. We got a lot of counting on that too. If they get that, you know what I'm saying? If they get that pick, we got a surprise for y'all if the Bulls trade into the draft. You know, so y'all just stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's gonna be interesting. One more city to go. I think we're going to DC. I think.
Yep, that's the last team on the list. Washington.
Is that Chocolate City?
DC. Yep.
Chocolate City. We're going
very
to chocolate.
All right. And bro, fellas, if you with your lady, wear your shades, bro.
Oh, bro.
Y'all know how it goes. But anything else regarding the Utah Jazz, my guy?
Utah Jazz. Shout out to the Utah Jazz. I love this team. Shout out to what's that boy named? Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler could have been the Chicago Bulls if they would have listened to us.
Bull.
Man,
we told y'all to draft, buddy, but hey, it is what it is. One quick question though.
Yo.
What about Colin Sexton, the pit bull?
Oh,
would have been something you would have entertained, but let's keep in mind, he did sign a 4-year contract recently, so the Bulls will have to trade for him. You had to trade for him. You probably saying no, right?
I like Colin Sexton. He's a bull. He's gonna compete each and every possession. I love Colin Sexton, but it's the injury problems.
Yep.
I mean, he only had one bad injury, but is he completely healed off that?
I'm keeping it a buck with you. I am not getting in contract talks with Danny Ainge. He always rob people.
Messing the dog shit. You don't trust AK and them in a room with
no, it's levels to this. It's levels to this. It is levels to this, bro. Think about how he was able to recoup all them assets from Brooklyn when he traded Paul Pierce and KG to Brooklyn, and they was old as dirt. And now look what he just did, bro. He was like, hey, we're gonna get Rudy Gobert, and y'all gonna trade all these assets, including all these players, for a guy that has no offensive bag.
Bro, did that with like what 4 or 5 picks, 2 or 3 good players.
List of players, bro, and it was just ridiculous. So, man, that he put the
Minnesota Timberwolves in the Shark Tank. And they ain't come out that motherfucker unscathed. I'm telling you, boy.
They was in the infested waters. And I do not trust AK and them right at least at this moment to go into contract negotiation, to go into trade talks. No,
because Danny Ainge talk their ass out of Zach LaVine.
Bro,
talk their ass out of their future number one
for a sack of potatoes, bro. The Bulls will be looking bogus. No, but anything else, man?
Nah, man, we getting closer to the summer league is coming up, and the draft is coming up in a couple weeks. So y'all stay in tune, man. We going to Chocolate City. Let's see what the last city holds for us.
Bro, so it's Washington, D.C. last. So y'all already know. Let us know your comments below. And we're going to be right there today chopping it up with y'all. We took a little woosah moment last night. I ain't going to lie. I was definitely not dealing with no social media. But, hey, that's it from us today, man. Subscribe here for all your latest Bulls content. Go ahead and send us a voicemail in at 773-242-9219. And, of course, see Red. This is another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. I'm Bobby. That's CDubb. Get y'all for sure.
Cognac. Gang.